been awakened, that has lain dormant for millions of years. A species older than the dinosaurs and more terrifying than anything we could have imagined.
How did they go from 1 to a million in less than a year?
Highly evolved.
They have great vision in the day. They have even better vision at night.
Extremely intelligent.
He's playing hide and seek.
More like cat and mouse.
Unbelievably powerful.
2 glands in the mouth secrete separate chemicals.
Combining exhalation, nitrile napalm.
Good luck.
Now one will protect them,
We have to hang on, work together.
and one will lead them.
There's nothing magical about it. They're made of flesh and blood. You take out their heart, you bring down the beast.
We found out where they started. We're going to London.
Summer,
Vertical one up.
the plan is set.
1,600 yards, closing fast.
The arsenal has been assembled.
Get ready to rock and roll!
He's got one chance to take back their world. McConaughey, Christian Bale. Rain of Fire.
We had to come up with something that was absolutely insane and try to do it in a realistic way.
You wanted something that's so kind of evil and malevolent.
And it's sort of a combination of a snake and a hawk and a bird.
We tried to make them as vicious and as organic as we possibly could.
These creatures are formidable and you just should not tangle with them. There's a possibility of death around the corner all the time.
There's an obvious angle to take a cartoon aspect. Rob never wanted to do that, and you're gonna believe that that world would and could exist. You need a little bit of everything. You need a little bit of reality and a little bit of magic and a little sleight of hand to make the audience believe that it's real. We spent about 9 months in prep. Rob had some very specific ideas of what the look of the film would be, and it was our job to help him visualize what those were.
I like to do things that I'm not sure if I can pull it off.
And the hard part about that is you're building something that's mythical, that doesn't exist. So you're kind of taking all this technology and leveraging it and keep pushing and pushing and pushing to kind of build the next generation of creature.
Dan DeLue and I came onto the project early. We started planning out what eventually got labeled Hank's crazy ideas, right? All of the things that we wanted to tackle that people said couldn't be done.
Such as make it move on the ground like a leopard, make it sound like a cobra about to strike, make the skin look sort of like an alligator, but make it the spine of a serpent.
So we looked at all those different creatures and built some of their characteristics and how the creature would move. We went through a lot of animal footage. Lions, tigers, Komodo dragons.
And how does it blow fire? Where does the fire come from? And I was looking a lot at snakes and cobras. I was watching National Geographic and it showed this cobra spitting, and I thought, well, that's it. That's how we'll do it. It'll be glands that squirt out opposite chemicals, and when the two touch, there's flame.
In any one individual department, they can't really tell what it all looks like until we put it all together. In this particular shot, this is actually real fire. It was shot with a bulldozer that had nozzles and fire hoses, and it would spray it out and actually make this fire. But we had to remove the bulldozer, and so you see here we added some CG nozzles of stuff coming out so that it could blend with the fire.
Early on, the creature had an extra long neck. Initially, we were going to play it more lizard-like. However, after seeing this test, we felt like it lacked something, and it didn't feel threatening enough. We decided to take it in a different direction. So we took an approach that everything would hang from the shoulders, like a hornet, and we ended up with a look that was a lot meaner. The things that communicate that are purely shape. So we look for torn shapes in the wings, always trying to show the spikes on the wings and this torn membrane look.
It was so much harder than I thought it was going to be because every bone, every muscle, every gland, every toenail, It's basically building an animal.
What we're looking at here is the Tootsie rig. It's kind of a low-res representation of the body on the animator skeleton. And by hanging these masses, or what we call Tootsie Rolls, on the bones, we can get a quick feedback in real time. If we look from a different camera angle, we can see all the controls to move the creature around.
It really makes it more challenging for us to make that creature so believable and scary and realistic that when they're watching it, they don't even stop to think, oh, that's just an effect. They're too busy going, oh my God, he's gonna die.
There were some techniques that we wanted to employ to convince the audience this was real, and one of those was photogrammetry. This is the background plate that was shot on location. We sent the survey guys out to survey all the points on the castle, the rocks. We used that information to go in and track the scene. We have a rough track of Quinn's face, and these arrows coming out of his eyes are his point of view. And so this way, we know that the dragon is flying exactly where he's looking.
The challenge in coming up with a character is in taking a creature so big and so large that theoretically it wouldn't be scared of anything, and giving it a will, giving it a direction to follow through, and giving it an arc in the story.
You have Matthew and Christian and so on there giving their input. Well, I was there giving the creature's input. You know, well, I would have done this in this scene, you know, and where's my close-up?
I don't think anyone has ever seen anything like this in any movie, from the casting, from the locations, to the production design, to amalgamating that with the CGI elements.
It's extremely realistic, very gritty, very real, a very, very exciting action movie, thrilling at the same time.
I think they knew more than I did about how well it was going to come out, and that it had to be realistic. And that's the one you're worried about, is like, it's a bunch of dots. How is it going to look liquid and fleshy? And then, hardest of all, how's it going to have a personality? It's a dot. They did it.
Rain of Fire.